is currently 6 days left until launch day. So June 5th is when the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be coming out.
Oh boy. Okay. Sure. Leaving rough. I can do that. Later. Bye.
Okay, bye. So I guess he's coming. Parents are actually leaving on a trip for about 2.5-ish weeks. This is going to be the last time I get to see them, which is why we're spending time together right now. So at least for the next 2.5 weeks. Not like not like for forever. That would be bad. And that was my family. That basically marks the last day that I'm going to be seeing my fam until basically officially the 20th. So today is the 30th, I believe. Yeah, today's the 30th. So I won't be seeing them until after. But now, the last thing that I am going to be looking forward to is pushing till Tuesday to make that phone call. So we still have a few days to go because it's still Saturday, but Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday. So we got 3 days to make the phone call, 4 days to find out whether we can get the pre-order, 5 days till Switch 2 launches. So see you guys tomorrow. I didn't record the last couple of days because I've just been busy trying to figure out a bunch of other things that seem to be a little bit more important at that time. We are 2 days out now from the official launch day, and tomorrow is when the pre-orders are going to begin for the Switch 2. I still don't know actually if I'm working tomorrow, but if I am working tomorrow, I work probably from 1 to 5, and I'm going to go and line up at GameStop basically right after work. And if I don't work, then I'm probably going to just scout out the area and see how the line is. If things work out, the other thing that is happening is that I did make the phone call to the person that I have a connection with at London Drugs. He told me that he is basically going to let me know tomorrow. So tomorrow at 7:30 or sometime after, I have to give him a phone call, and he's going to tell me whether to come the next day to pick it tomorrow, on the 5th in the morning, or he's going to tell me he's going to tell me a code word, which he said is accessories, that basically signifies that he doesn't have any in stock. So that's also why I'm going to line up at GameStop tomorrow, because GameStop has stock. And they did tell me that if I do line up amongst the people that are getting pre-orders, then I just basically walk in and they tell me, do I have a pre-order? And I say no. And then they'll be like, okay, are you here to purchase a console? Then I'll be like, yes. And then all of a sudden I'll get the console and blah, 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 so on and so forth. So there is a chance, and that's why I'm trying to figure out what it's actually going to look like for launch day. But that being said, we are going to wait until tomorrow to basically find out whether tomorrow I'll probably end up finding out, regardless of whether I get it at GameStop or London Drugs, of whether I'm going to get a console at all. So that's the end goal. That's the plan. See you guys tomorrow. More days. No, one more sleep to the Switch 2 comes out. More sleep, but possibly today is the day. So we're gonna find out. Alright, so as you guys can see, I unfortunately was unable to record any audio during this time period because I just forgot. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what happened during this time. So basically what happened was that I ended up going to work that day. I knew that there was going to be a line, I just didn't know when. So I ended up getting there after work. I got off work and I just went straight to the mall because I just knew that there was probably going to be a line. By the time I got there, it was like 5:10, 5:15-ish. And I saw that there was maybe a handful of people there, and I basically got 10th in line. So at that point, I didn't know, because I've never experienced anything like this. But I just was sitting there waiting, talking to the guy next to me. The guy knew what all this stuff was like. I heard that there was 10 units, so I was like, shoot, I'm 10th in line. I don't know if these people are here for pre-orders or whatever. But long story short, with that part, we ended up finding out that they actually had 50 units available for walk-in specifically. So I was super happy about that because I knew at that point that there would be a console for me. And so I was just super happy that I was able to get in line and still have enough time to be able to wait. So I ended up waiting, and then eventually we walked into the mall, maybe a couple hours after. So I got there around 5:15. So it was around 7 that they'll open the doors for us to get in. And then it was close to around 9 or 9:30 that they finally opened the doors for us to be able to start walking in to purchase the console. So pre-orders were on the far side. Us that were in the line that didn't pre-order, we ended up getting in a different line. And then they gave us our numbers, and that basically secured us a console, which I was super happy about. I felt at peace. I was like, okay, we just gotta wait a little longer. Then I eventually walked in. I bought that day. Obviously I purchased the console, and then I ended up purchasing the Pro Controller as well as screen protector that day. So that all came down to around $925, I believe, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it was an expensive purchase, but I was super happy because I did work for that and I did put money aside, so I felt very comfortable purchasing that. But yeah, anyways, long story short, built a lot of solid relationships that day with the people around me in line. Everyone was super funny, super excited. Everyone had a lot of energy, and it just helped me get through that time period. I think I waited to finally get my hands on the console, maybe about 5 hours to finally get my hands on that console. I think it's nuts that people actually stay overnight for this kind of stuff. So anyways, so I went home that day. I walked home and I started playing my console. I got the Mario Kart bundle, so I ended up just going straight into playing Mario Kart. And let me tell you this console is so underestimated and hated, but I love it. And I don't really care what anybody else says, but I love the console. The console itself has been a great experience overall. My first impressions of it was that the screen is really, really nice considering it's not an OLED screen. It's also much bigger, which makes it more immersive. On top of that, I really, really like the game that came with it. Mario Kart, I always get Mario Kart as my first ever game whenever Nintendo releases a new console, and so being able to play that game was probably one of my favorite things to do. The first thing coming out of the box. So really enjoyed the game, really enjoyed the console. I feel like the Joy-Cons are a lot more comfortable too, especially for us that are much older. It feels a lot less like a toy and more like an actual premium device. And so, especially when you get some of the other accessories with it, it makes it a lot more exciting and a lot more fun to be able to enjoy, to get the full experience with it. Now, I do think that the camera is a bit of a gimmick, but that's another side for another story. But first impressions overall, the console is probably one of my favorites right now. I do have an Xbox, I do have a PlayStation, but I have never had so much fun on a console in such a long time. And for someone that tends to play games more with people, considering that I've only been playing by myself, it's been really fun. I've gone back to a bunch of games that I used to play that I didn't play anymore, but because they got a Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade, then I went back to a lot of them, like Splatoon. I was never really into Splatoon, but I got back into that and I'm super happy with that. So anyways, that was basically my experience. I did actually end up making the phone call, by the way, too, and I was able to almost secure a console even if GameStop didn't end up working out. But I would have had to go the next day, and I wasn't willing to go the next day, and because I knew that I was basically guaranteed a console, I was like, you know what, GameStop just makes more sense. I have a point system with them as well, which increases it by a lot when you make a purchase like this, so I was like, sure, I'm just gonna stick with GameStop. And yeah, anyways, let me know if you guys want a long-term review on this, because I have been playing this every single day, and I've been enjoying every minute of it. But if you do want more of a long-term review video on it, I would be happy to make that for you guys. Anyways, long story short, thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe. I'd love that. I'd love your support. I will also be making more videos, maybe not along the sides of gaming. This is just more so something that I personally wanted to do, but a lot of my videos that are going to be coming out are going to be a mix of just about anything. You don't really know what to expect, but we're just going to see how things go. That being said, see you guys in the next one.